Today, I have a $20 banger for your cellar. What is it? Bernard Baudry's Le Grange. So we have six wines here, and Bernard Baudry is one of Chinon's best producers. Chinon to me brings out all of this elegance. Um, and especially looking at this wine, Bernard Baudry says that we should drink this young. Whoops. But what I really want to do is show you here how you can build a cellar really on a budget. And 20 bucks, you know, even today, these are $25 wines and they can last some time. And just, you don't always need to have $100 wines as your cellar wines. Are you ready? Well, let's get right into it. So we're starting off with the 2006 Bernard Baudry Lagrange. That's beautiful. This is really what aged Cab Franc does is those pyrazines, so bell peppery notes, celery root, it's there, but it's really melded in together, and it's this kind of just a real beauty perfume. A lot of violets, earth, dark red cherries, bits of blueberries and raspberries. Um, Nuanced and subtle, and really, really kicking above its price range. Super silky on the palate, real elegant. It does drop off a bit. Yeah, this has probably been aged a little too long based on the palate. The acidity is just a little bitter. It's on the attack and mid palate well, but like I said, it does drop off. We're going on 18 years for a $20 wine. That's really successful in my book. Yeah. Look, should I have drunk this 8 years ago? Yeah, kind of totally. But just to let you know, you can drink this, still get a lot of enjoyment from it. And it's going on nearly 20 years. So the next one we have is the 2007. Color changes with time. It gets that darker red, that rimming that you are told and that you can now see when a wine ages. Mm. So this goes more into that herbal way of Chinon, a little more celery root. There's a coolness. I almost want to say cool like a cucumber, but it's not like cucumber. It's just cool. Violets, red cherries, a bit of chalky notes, and some nice like rose petals. Again, real silky. This is held up better on the palate than the '06, but it's definitely at its peak. You know, I don't see how this really gets better. Um, there's still a little dryness and bitterness, I think, from this being aged to its extent. But again, 20 bucks, what a winner. I can't talk highly enough. So, hey, we're 2 for 2 right here. The next one we have is the 2010 Lagrange. Yeah, right away, there's more of that just berry fruit really penetrating on the nose. And the red fruits are really, they're not bright red, but they're well into the red spectrum. And again, this is Cab Franc, so you get that nice little herbalness. And it's not for everyone. For me, though, I really enjoy it. This is beautiful. Holy cow. That feel on the palate, pure silk, elegance, refinement. That's a complete wine. Uh, it's a doubles hitter if we're talking baseball, right? It's again, when you're dealing with $20 wines, I'm not expecting these giant scoring wines, but what I am is expecting something less than what this is giving. This is really out punching its weight class. That's lovely on the palate, singing beautifully. That is that's a great jazz quintet, if you ask me. We are now on to the 2011. See, I'm really liking the dichotomy on these. These are all so different, and this is why I love doing verticals. You really see what a vintage brings, and then how the winemaker deals with each vintage. So, like I said on the '07, there was a coolness to it. Well, this brings that a bit and a bit more. This might be not for people that want fruit, but if you like what Cabernet Franc really brings with that earthy herbalness, this is right there. really chalky, definitely herbal. Um, for me, I'm enjoying it, but I can see how people might not like this. Totally okay though. Again, when you're dealing with 20 bucks, I mean, you can just move on to the next wine. Um, I'm probably going to sit down with that and enjoy the hell out of it. But just to give you a little perspective, like this might not be a wine for everyone, but just keep that in mind. We are now on to the 2012, our fifth and penultimate wine. It's corked. So it goes. All right, so I had to quickly clean the glass, recalibrate. But yeah, unfortunately, the 12 is corked. What can you do? But for those that might be wondering, okay, so what does cork smell like? To me, there was a real distinct wet cardboard flavor, and sometimes Cabernet Franc it has that like sort of mustiness, so you can get confused. But for me, wet cardboard is just a dead giveaway. It wasn't too blatant, but if you think you've ever had a corked wine, but cardboard a little too mushroomy, it's probably has cork taint. It's a random thing. It is enough to be frustrating, but what can you do? We're going to finish this off with the 2015. Now, 2015, I do remember as a vintage, warm, and the Loire Valley just really crushed it when it came to Cab Franc. Cab Franc does react well to cool vintages, but when you get those warm vintages, it can get a real kind of ornery grape fully ripe. Oh, we're back in business. Um, these red fruits are just so jumping and beautiful. Everything's acting in concert with each other. This is a dance that's going on the nose right now. A lot of red fruits, berries, rose petals, and cherries. That's a winner. That's a winner. What a great way to end this tasting. Silky, classic Cabernet Franc. I mean, this is not going to confuse you for anything but what it is. So if you're a fan of Cab Franc, you're going to absolutely love this. But what a lineup! Seriously, and this is why I love doing the From the Cellar series, people. Because I really want to show you that you can build a cellar without having to put too much money into it. It's really about your own enjoyment at the end of the day, and sometimes you get really big rewards like this. Sometimes you get some duds, but when you get these rewards, it really makes you feel good. And what can I say? Really happy to taste this. I hope all of you guys enjoyed. Be sure to throw some comments down. Are you a fan of Chinon? Are you a fan of Cab Franc? What have been some of your sort of cellar success stories and failures? Be sure to hit that like button. Absolutely be sure to hit that subscribe button. I can't wait to come back and bring you more great content. Cheers.